Welcome back, guys. This is Jackie at All Things by Jackie. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and for the returnee, thank you so much for always tuning in. Today's video, I'm going to tell you guys about our journey back to Canada, the whole process, how it started and everything. I had been meaning to do this video with my husband, but he's forever not around, and you guys has been asking a lot. From the previous video, I gave an update of what and where we are. So I decided that I don't want to keep you guys waiting, keep you guys in the loop while waiting for him to come, and I don't even know when he will be available for us to do this video. So I'm doing it by myself. So let's just do it by ourselves. I'm with you guys today. Okay. So October, October is the month we came back. Yeah. We made our application for humanitarian and compassionate ground. We made it, we submitted the application form in April. And then it was received by the CIC on the 6th of, June 6th, 2018. That's when they received the application. I'll put it up here. Then we never heard from them. Thereafter, you call the CIC, they tell you your application is in process. We waited 2018, 2019. We waited, guys. It was a long wait. And then we were called by the Canada Border Services to go back to Namibia. And we got deported 2019. Hasbai got deported on November 26, which is the day I'm going to add this video. And no, is it? No, the next... No, it's not the day I'm going to add this video. It's going to add maybe a few days after his departure. Yeah. He flew to Namibia. He didn't fly. He was deported to Namibia, November 26. And I was deported December 20th, 2019. So both of us returned to Namibia 2019. We stayed in Namibia. As we went to Namibia, we started making other plans of what and what not, life happening, planning our life and everything, what we are going to do about our life and everything. Yeah, life goes on. It doesn't end at the deportation. When you are deported, it's fine, but life goes on. So you cannot hold on to something that, okay, I'm deported and that's it. But the thing, guys, Hasbai had faith. We arrived in Namibia, applied for our passport Jan the previous year, 2021. That was when the COVID hit and everything. So the idea was, you know what, we don't want to stay in Namibia, so we have to go. We didn't want to go to the UK. It was the easiest option for us. Even the agent that we found was like, okay, you guys, I can put you guys in a flight to the UK, like even tomorrow. Like, we're like, no, we don't want to go to the UK. We know what we want. It was me. I was like, I don't want to go to the UK. But Hasbai was like, we are not going anywhere because we are going to Canada. I'm like, Hasbai, we were in Canada. We got, some people operate in faith. We were in Canada. We got deported. And here we are sitting here. You are telling us that we are going back to Canada. And you guys, mind you, when we were leaving to Namibia, I packed all our things, sent all our clothes back home. Not Jensen. Hasbai took his and we took some of ours, and then we left some stuff in the bins here. I left my sewing machine here and everything. And everything that I knew that I was like, you know what, I don't want to leave this in Namibia. I would want them wherever I am. So if I leave them behind, if I come back to Canada, when I come back to Canada, I'll find them here. If I don't, then they are able, my friends can ship it to wherever I go. That was me. So we packed our things in the bins and left them here. We didn't throw them away. We didn't do anything. I had the opportunity to take them with me because we were allowed to have 2 bags each. Me, 2, the kids 2, and stuff, like 2. Like, so there was an exception for me to have 6 bags, and I only went back with 4 bags. So I had enough space to pack all my stuff. But I said, no, I don't want to take them because I would need them when I come back, or if I go to the next destination, which was Sweden. We wanted to go to Sweden so bad. Just started doing my research and everything. We had to apply for the visa. And long story short, the moment we wanted to apply for our visa, we were in Windhoek. We stayed in the village. Kids didn't go to school Jan Feb. Kids started school late Feb there. And then we were supposed to fly to Sweden sometimes in April, but we had to get the Schengen visa, which we tried applying before, a few days before the whole lockdown things. Guys, our agent bought us a ticket to Germany, and we were supposed to fly to Germany on the 28th. Was it 28th? It was 28th Feb 2020. We came to, we were in the village. We came in Windhoek. And then he was like, no, you guys have bought a ticket going to Germany, going to Tunisia, but you guys are transiting in Germany, so you're able to claim in Germany because you're in transit. I said, no, I don't want. We don't want to go to Germany. I told you very well where I want to go, and that is where we are going. If we are not going to Sweden, we are going to stay in Namibia. That was us. We said, no, it is not going to happen. It's not happening. Cancel the ticket. And the guy was like, are you serious? Like, everybody's dying to have this opportunity and you are canceling the ticket? I said, yes, cancel the ticket. I don't want it. If it's not Sweden, I don't want it. It's either Canada or Sweden. If none of the above, I'm staying in Namibia. I don't want to go. He canceled our ticket. Another thing, it was like also, he was like, no, one of you can go with the kids in the morning, and then the next one of the kid in the morning, and the next one will go with the other kid in the afternoon. We said no. Those are the good options you are giving us, but we don't want it. And that was me. Hasbai was like, we are not going anywhere, even though we have we paid for them tickets and everything and the visas and everything. We are not going anywhere. We are going to Canada. We are staying in Namibia. That was Hasbai. My brain was saying Hasbai. His faith was just up here while mine was down on the ground, you know. I was like, we were in Canada for a whole 10 years, 9 years and a couple of months, and they didn't give us papers. And you think they would give us paper when we're in Namibia? And he told me, Jackie. He doesn't call me Jackie. He was like, Washida, God operates in many ways. Maybe he wanted to bring us here for a reason and take us back. Maybe we are here just for a reason. You shouldn't take our deportation as something bad. This was something good happening to us. We are going back to Canada by the grace of God. And he kept saying, we are going back to Canada January 2022. That was him. 2021. Because that was 2020. So he was like, you want us to go to Sweden, and then in June, these people will come back and say they approve our application form, and then January we have to go back to Canada. So how is that going to work? I was like, where are you getting these things from? Like, I was feeling like he was just being delusional, you know? Like, how? I was like, boy, you are in denial. My dear, you are in denial. Like, there's no Canada for us, because my faith was very gone. By him, his face was up there. And then COVID hit. Flights and everything cancelled. Everything. We stayed in Namibia, guys. We stayed in Namibia. And then his mom passed while we were here. May her soul rest in peace. His mom passed while we were here. Like, his mom passed in October and he got deported in November. So in June, we went for his mom's stuff, and July, we went to see his mom where she was buried. So we went there and we came back. We stayed in Windhoek. Our car was having an issue. We stayed in Windhoek for we came Sunday. We stayed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The Thursday we were going back. I think it was Thursday the 14th. It was either the 14th or the 16th. Mind you, he said our application was going to be approved in June, right? And this was July. So a month after. He's yeah. So we stayed there. It was not even a month because it was only a couple of days, 14 days after his whatever. So we were in Windhoek, and then when we were leaving to the village, and I had this plan, like when this application form is approved, I'm the one who checked the email. He's not really into a whole electronic things and everything. I'm the one who is into those things. So I was like, when this feedback comes, I'm going to surprise him. I'm going to take him out. I'm going to, like the way I was planning these things, you guys don't understand. We were traveling from Windhoek to go back to the village because we were staying in the village. It was the COVID thing and stuff. We didn't want to be in Windhoek. So we were traveling in Okahandja in ShopRite. So we stopped by ShopRite and he stayed in the car. Me and my mom, we went inside the shop to go buy just a few stuff, snacks for the road. And then as we were there, I received an email. My phone said, boop. I checked. Oh my goodness. You guys, I almost felt. I was holding onto the aisles. So, I almost fell. And my mom hurried up to me and she was like, are you okay? Trying to hold me, thinking that I was fainting. Like, I was about to faint, to be quite honest with you. I was about to faint. I was like, you know what? I don't want to give you any information right now. But the way I'm feeling now, I have to sit. And you guys already know how I get when I'm excited. Those who knows. When I get excited, my excitement takes me to a different level. But this one, it did not. I was very excited to a point where I couldn't even walk. I had to sit down in the store. I was like, let me sit and take a breath. I took a deep breath. I called husband. I was like, can you please come to the store right now? And me calling him like, come to the store right now. He thought something was happening with my bag. He was like, are you fine? Can you walk? I'm like, don't ask questions. Just come to the store right now, like this minute. As he came, I just gave him the email and he read. And now my mom is there looking at the both of us, being excited, not knowing why we are excited. And she's like, are you guys okay? I like, what's going on? I was like, it's just something that you don't want to know right now because I don't really have a lot of information to share with you. But just know we are happy. That's it. That's all you have to know, that we are happy. And my husband is not the kind of Maki excited. Some excitement, you need a Maki kind of person in your life that, okay, Jackie, let's start jumping. We start jumping, we start screaming, and we are crazy together. Me and her, we are crazy together, and my husband knows that we are crazy together, right? So we were excited, but no, now, because my mother was around, and I cannot be too excited because I don't want her in my business at that moment. I don't want her to know what's going on. I wanted her to know what's going on when I know what is going on, instead of giving her like hopes up here and then we are drop dead. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell you when I'm ready to tell you. But right now, I don't think I have any information to tell you. And she was so understanding. She was like, oh, okay, if you're not ready, it's fine. I called my friend. I called Riku. I was like, Riku, hey. You guys, hey. It was that night. But I was lucky. I keep saying I was lucky. I was blessed. I'm blessed. It was a good thing she was at home. Because usually she would be at work or stuff like that, right? That day she was at home. It was late night. I was like, are you sleeping? No, I'm kind of in between. Yeah, No, it was not at night. It was early morning because it was like around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock back in Namibia. So it was early morning in Canada. I was like, please take a sneak peek of your agency approved letter and send it to me. She was like, why? Like, she want to know now, right? I'm like, no, don't ask questions. Just send me the document so that I can do the do's. She did. She took a picture of the document without asking a lot of questions. I read it and stuff. And then she helped me out. So she was expecting an answer. I told her what happened. Like, I received this letter from the immigration saying this A, B, and C. Hey, my friends are crazy, guys. They are like me. The screaming begins. And as usual, by then Jackie was in Canada, right? As usual. Where do I run? I ran to my friend. Like, my husband goes like, everything, even before I know that Jackie knows. I call Jackie. I'm like, Maki, why this is happening like this, A, B, and C. Oh, my crazy friend and me started excited again, screaming now because my mom was not there. It was the next day. My mom was not there. We were being happy and all these things. So I started contacting my lawyer. First, I contacted my lawyer, asked him to change my address as I was in Namibia and everything. And he was like, no, we cannot, I cannot change your address because you guys are in Namibia. This application is an inbound application. So if I change your address, these people are not going to, they are going to cancel your application. I said, no, it's not going to happen like that. Because this was God. Guys, this was God. Sorry about that, the kids came. So the lawyer was, like I said, the lawyer was saying this was not going to work because it was an inbound application and we were outside the country, so it was not possible for us to come back. Guess what? And I said, okay, can we go ahead and just change our address anyway? And then he was asking me for 3 grand, 3.5. Mind you guys, the application form I paid 1,500. That was our application. Was it 1.5? It was 1.8. 1,800 for the whole application, which was a lot of things. We paid 1,800. And then he's asking me 3,500 to change the address for the immigration. I was like, but you are my lawyer, so why am I paying? He was like, no, I was your lawyer when we were doing the application. Now the application process is done. This is the second stage of the application. It have nothing to do with me. So you guys have to pay. I said, I don't have the 3.5. Where am I getting 3? That is a whole 35,000 in Namibia. Where am I getting 35,000 to pay for a lawyer? Guys, I tried looking for a lot of lawyers, and all of them were asking like 3 grand, 3.5, 3 grand, 3.5. But then I said, why am I being stupid? Okay? I decided to start to contact the immigration myself. I did, and when I contacted them, it was not hard. I just sent them an email explaining to them that I was out of the country. We were deported to Namibia, and now that the application is approved, what is the next step? What can we do? What can we not do? And to my surprise, the response was, no, you can go ahead and change the address on mine. I said, no. The system is not letting me change the address from the other side because the application was made inside Canada. So she was like, no, it's okay. If it's like that, it's fine. You can just send me the address. I will update it for you. I was like, what? Does this really work like that? I did, and a few days after I checked the online services, check your application online services, and then there it was, boom, my Namibian address. You guys, God is good. And now I was hesitant because the lawyer said it was not going to work, and here I am, I'm receiving correspondence from them saying that it's going to work. So husband was like, Jackie, I told you we are going back to Canada, so relax, be in the relaxing mode, So my friend Riku said, Jackie, this application takes about 2 years. So I don't want you to live like you're coming back tomorrow and finish the money and then end up suffering because the application process is not done. And me now operating in my faith, I was like, yes, she's right, but what if we go back before that? And guess what? This application was approved 2020 and we came back 2022, October. That was exactly 2 years, like she said. So, because she went through the process, so she knew what she was talking about. You understand what I mean? We went for our blood work the first week of August. They sent towards the end of July, they sent us for blood work. We went for blood work. And they also sent us for fingerprints. And mind you, they give you 30 days. And this was through the COVID thing. So we had to go to Tsumeb for our police clearance, and our fingerprints we took in Grootfontein. There was a guy there, police guy. Not that he did because he knew me. I just went there with the forms and everything. And well, to my surprise, it was somebody I knew. I explained the situation and he was like, no, it's fine. We do it every day for people that go back to Canada. So it might work. It can work. So he took our prints and we sent them prints with a mail to my good mother, Pastor Rose. I sent it to her and then she sent it to the Ottawa for our Canadian police clearance because they were asking for that. And then we did our police clearance in Namibia ourselves. And then they came, we sent them to the immigration and they received them. And then another wait. The wait. They were quiet for like, so everything was done towards the end of August. So September, October, November, I was sitting at the village. At this point, we decided that we were building our beautiful home in the village. So as we were building our house, I received another email from the from the immigration saying, guys, you guys must apply for authorization to return to Canada. And as we were like, these things, it takes like 6 weeks. Where did I get the 6 weeks from? I got it online. I went online and I checked, and it was saying that it takes about 6 weeks for this whole application process to get done. Because we were applying like a temporary resident thing. So we were like, no, it doesn't take long. So we're not applying December because we were busy doing our stuff. We said we're not going to apply now. We're going to apply Jan or Feb when we are not less busy, but when we know what we want. So we get the correspondence November. We didn't have a due date, so we had enough time. So we stayed November, December, Jan, and then Feb. We said, okay, now let's submit the application for authorization to return to Canada. We submitted the application form. Guess what? The wait, that was the hardest and the longest wait of our lives. You know, when you wake up every day, you wake up in the middle of the night. Like, this application had me on my toes. I was so anxious. My anxiety was all over the place. You're waiting for something. They are not responding. They are not asking anything. Whenever you ask, they go like, no, your application is in process. Your application is process is whose name? Tell me that. Whose name is the application is in process? That's all you get. There was a point, guys, when you're anxious. There was a point we almost drove to South Africa to go find out what's going on to the embassy, to the High Commission, right? The Canadian embassy, because they don't have a Canadian embassy in Namibia, so we had to apply to South Africa. And a friend of mine was like, Washida, why are you being so stupid? Jake, Jake is just my life savior, guys. She was like, Washida, you are being stupid right now. Why do you want to go there just to ask? The same answer you are getting in the email is the same answer they are going to give you when you show up there. So you are going to be driving to South Africa, spend a whole 10 grand going and coming back and sleeping and eating and all this nonsense. Unless you want to take a vacation with your husband, that's different. But otherwise, you're wasting your money. So don't. I said, oh my goodness. She slapped the waking up out of me like, oh. I woke up in that coma, stupid coma I was getting in. I said, you know what? I'm going to live my life like nothing, like I'm not waiting for anything. So that application, it took the ARC application took from Feb to Feb, that's a year, and then March, April, May, June, July, August, a year and 6 months, to be specific. Our blood, sometimes English fails us. Blood, what is that? Okay, our blood work expired and we had to redo the blood work. But I sent an email to them. We did the police clearance because it was only $100. So we did that. And we had to do the medicals. And I was like, we cannot do our medicals right now because we don't know how. That was this year, March, 2022 March. I was like, we don't want to do the medicals right now because in case it get expire again, then it means we have to spend another 10 grand because the medicals were 10 grand. That's a lot of money. Where am I getting 10 grand and 10 grand and 10 grand? I already spent 10 grand. Now I had to spend another 10 grand. Like, you understand what I mean? So I emailed the immigration. I explained the situation to them. At this point, like since the application got approved, I was dealing with the immigration myself. I wasn't sending anything to the lawyer to communicate like in between. No, I was doing everything myself. And mind you guys, I think I left a very important part. After submitting our application, when we were leaving, when we left from Toronto to here, I went to this lawyer who asked for my agency application. I gave him the agency application form. And you know what he said? He said, you guys, you have a very strong agency. Our son was born premature. He was going through treatment. He's a Canadian. He deserves all the treatment he can get from Canada. But the only thing we were lacking, it was evidence. We were lacking evidence. We didn't have evidence. So the lawyer was like, guys, so you bring, let's say, you give me this book, right? is closed. It says Festus Gordon Primary School name Muyame pre-primary school message book. That's it. It says that at the top, right? What do you want to do? What do you want me to do with it inside? If you give it to me closed like this, what do you want me to do? Where do I get the information inside the book from? Right? So for them to approve your application, you have to tell them why you have to open the book for them. They are not going to open the book and read through all the pages, 1,000 pages that is in the book. You have to do the job yourself, right? Take out the pages from the book that you think is important and tell them, whoa, boo, boo. So I said, this guy is talking some sense into my head. But he was like, if you give me 1,000 pages and I have to read through them, and the most important pages, let's say you have 1,000 pages and the most important one is page 500 or 800. Do you think I'll read through all these things to get to 800? No, I'll just read the first 2 pages, nonsense, then I close it and then I decline your application form. So what you have to do is you have to take out the pages that you want them to read and put it at the top. And then those you don't want them to read, maybe you put it at the bottom. You don't have to put what you don't want them to read. Put the most important things at the top. Put the most important things inside the application form. Explain to them why you think your application is important. Why you think they should consider your application. You know, you just don't up and apply. Why? Why are you applying? This was this guy. He was like, I could say I want to do this for you, but this is an extra 3,000 for you, which you don't have. So go do these things yourself. Me being the researcher that I am, the immigration consultant myself, I went online, started searching for how to submit HNC evidence. I started reading through. Then I decided that I was going to do the evidence myself. I wrote, because at first our application, it was just a blank application form. That's it. It had nothing. And I think this one is deserve another video because it's going to be a long video. It's already long as it is. But yeah, I had to do all the evidence myself. I did my evidence, everything from A to Z. I didn't sleep. And also he made it clear to me, he said, I don't want you to type this, right? Make it handwritten. When you make it handwritten in block letters, it appears to them as something that you really want it with your heart, even if you don't have the resources. They'll be like, you don't really have the resources to do this, but you want it that bad. So they are going to look into it with a different eye. So I went ahead and started doing the evidence and everything. And yeah, I submitted the evidence myself to the BC Backlogs Reduction Office. I did that. I mailed them and everything. Yeah. Okay, back to the ARC. We got approved somewhere. Now I feel like I'm rambling because this part was supposed to be with the application process. Maybe I'll cut it and put it there and then we'll proceed. I'll see. So when I said that, when I tell the immigration that we couldn't do our medicals because we were afraid it was going to expire before the time, that they were like, no, it's fine, you don't have to do it. We'll let you guys know to apply to do the medicals when your application is approved. For ARC, it's another approved again. Mind you guys, for ARC, we were supposed to pay 1,500 each, me and husband. 1,500 each Canadian dollars. So that was like, the rate today is 12.6. Do your math, 38,000 maybe. But I was in Kalotura Hospital for 10 days. And I was supposed to go home and they kept saying tomorrow. And then this day they were like, no, you have to go to Central and sleep in the tent. I was like, no, I don't want to. And I went to sleep by my friend. And as I was laying there, the same day that I went out, they picked me up from the hospital. We went and I was lying down and I met Fair, just us. And then she stepped outside, right? And boom, you guys. Husband is calling me saying that the immigration is asking for medicals. I'm like, why are they asking for medicals? Why? Why are they asking for medicals? Because we don't have the agents, the ARC yet. We haven't paid and everything. So, because we had to pay like the whole 38,000. So I was like, we haven't paid for this, so why are they asking for medical threat now? I told them, like, me explaining to her husband, and I was like, you know what, end the phone call, I'll read through the email, then I'll get back to you. Hey, the sick lady that was laying down. Yeah, you guys, I got the message. I got the email. I read the email. I didn't read the email. I proofread the email. I just saw the part that I wanted. Your application for ART was been approved. So I find attachment. I started screaming. My friend was outside. Jackie! She came running and we started jumping. And mind you, at this point when we were jumping, the kids in the house were looking at us like we are crazy. And her cousin was there and they came in and they were like, they're asking her, right? Jackie, what's going on? And Jackie's like, no, I don't know. And then the cousin wife was like, so why are you screaming? And Jackie was like, she's happy, so we're happy. It's fine. I'll find out after. We screamed and we screamed. And then she was like, what's going on? Are you going back? I'm like, yes, they scream. They scream and they scream and they scream. And the next thing, I went back to SWACOP. I called his buyer. I told him, no, our application has been approved, stuff. I went back to SWACOP. We came back for our medicals. We went back to SWACOP. We sent our passport in for for what? For the visa to South Africa. It took about a week. It was not even a week. It took a couple of days. I think it was maybe a week, I would say. And then it was stamped and they sent us an email. So you send it to VFS. I'll also make another video about this process because it was a very hard process for me. It gave me a lot of trouble. So I would love to make it for other people that are in Namibia and are coming here through sponsorship, through other things. And then I'll just for awareness, just so that they know how to do this whole VFS thing. So they went VFS, then to the CIC, and then they sent it back to us. And we're like, okay, tickets time. And then we bought our ticket, and here we are in Canada. So it was. You see, this video is very long. I know it's very long. That is how long the process took. It took very long. 4 years and 4 months is not a joke. Of waiting, of being anxious, of your life being on hold. You cannot do, like when we were in Canada, we were like, we cannot do anything because we are afraid that we are going to be deported to Namibia. And then we are in Namibia. We were afraid that we are going to get deported and go to Namibia. We got to Namibia and then we couldn't leave again because we were like, if we start doing this, maybe we are going back. But the only thing is just that we kept ourselves busy with renovation. When we were renovating our house, we didn't really have a lot of money to pay for contractors and stuff like that. So we were doing everything ourselves. So we were like, you know what, let's just keep ourselves busy. So we were always busy. We never realized that it was too long. We stayed 3 years in Namibia. Oh yeah, 3 years. We stayed 3 years in Namibia. But it didn't seem so long. Because the only like couple of months in Namibia is the one that seems too long. Then when we started the whole like building the village and then moving to SWACOP for the renovation process, and like we didn't even finish the whole renovation process. So we were very busy. We didn't see that it was that long. We didn't finish. I still have 2 rooms to tile. I still have the wall around because we only have the wall here and half part of the boundary wall. So I still have the boundary walls to finish, like on the side, and interlocks in there. Yeah, like we still have quite few things to complete in a house. We didn't get to finish. So it's that long. We took long. It was very long, but we didn't feel like it was long because we were very busy. And yeah, I thank God. And today I'm here. In the upcoming videos, we might have vlogs in between, and maybe I'll get my husband to sit with me and then we talk more about how he feels about this whole situation. And yeah, but as for me, I'm the most excited person on this earth. Canadian Permanent Resident. Hola! Right here. I'm happy. I'm the happiest, and I couldn't thank God enough. I just don't have words. I don't even know how to thank him. But I'm here because of his grace, and I love it. His grace is sufficient. His grace is sufficient indeed. It never fails us, and we should keep trusting him no matter what. Isaiah 41 verse 10, my favorite of all time. Fear not, for I am with you. That's what it says. Fear not. Fear what? Fear not. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You guys, when we go on about the Bible, we can go on, and this video is going to be a whole 2 hours video, because when we start about the Bible, we don't finish. Because it is only the grace of God that made it for us to be here, and without him, I don't think we'll be here today. No, it's not that I don't think. I know we wouldn't be here today without him. It's only his grace. We all have different journey, and this one was our journey. This one was our process. It might not be somebody else's process, but this one was our process. And till forever and ever, I'm forever grateful. I'm forever grateful for being here. Like, sometimes you go out and you're like, God, am I really here? Not that I'm doubting God. No, I'm not. Not at all. I'm not doubting God at all. But I'm just amazed by his grace. Like, we stop praying, we do all these things, but he just never leaves. He's always there for us. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and do the do's. We are happy, we are excited to see that when I get in the Word of God, the excitement within my heart, you guys, you don't understand. The excitement, I just sit and think about God, and I just ask myself how to worship him. How do I worship him? I'm not a prayer warrior kind of person. I'm a worshiper. So I kind of, how do I worship him? Am I worshiping him enough? Am I worshiping him enough? Is it enough? Because what he did in my life, I feel like it's way more than I worship him. I need to worship him more, and I don't know how. Because I feel like I'm not doing enough. But his grace is sufficient for us, and always. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy whatever journey you are going through, because God is going to be there, and he's going to come through for you and your family. Just keep the faith. Keep the faith rolling. Keep the faith rolling. Okay? Bye.